Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I am Kelly Stewart, joined by Adam Trigger at Top Flight SI on Twitter and Dave Koken at Dave Koken. Dave, I'm going to start with you first here. We've got the TCU Horned Frogs 1.5-point favorites, total 61 at Texas Tech. Now, this line is very puzzling to me. I did watch both of these games last week. I had 5 with TCU from a good buddy of mine, and it's what the game landed, so it didn't matter. But I needed some late fourth quarter points for them. And on the flip side, Texas Tech dominated that first half against West Virginia and almost choked that one away. So here we are back in Lubbock, and I'm going, what gives with this line? I would have made the line almost in reverse, given Texas Tech a little bit more credit there for home field and what they were able to do last week. Tell me what gives here.
Well, the number I made in the game, and this is before any information gets involved, was Texas Tech -4. So clearly you'd be looking at that and say, well, Tech's got great value. But maybe they don't. They've got injury issues. And Suggs, look, he's not a superstar quarterback. He's pretty good. And there's at least a 3-point drop off to Columby. And their best receiver's out. Their most explosive and the guy who catches the most balls, he's out. I mean, these are significant injuries. So, to me, you've got to lower Texas Tech at least 3 points for the quarterback and probably another point for the wide receiver. Well, there's your 4 points, and that brings the line down to pick 'em. Situationally, you could argue that TCU might have the edge situationally because Texas Tech was off a grinder of a game last week where they had the big lead, blew it, and then came back and won the game anyway. That's a satisfying win for them. Now they come home to face this TCU squad. But the problem is, and this is really what it comes down to for me, TCU cannot stop the run. They are a terrible defensive team against the run. And that does play into what, to me, will be what the game plan is for Texas Tech here. Without the quarterback, or at least without the starting quarterback, and without the best receiver, logic dictates they're going to try and establish the ground game. Well, that should work against TCU. Gary Patterson seems to have lost the magic touch with the Horned Frogs. This is not the program it used to be. It's not a bad program by any means, but maybe they shouldn't have left the Mountain West where they could dominate on a yearly basis. They don't dominate in the Big 12. I'll give a shaky vote to Texas Tech to win this game. I think they might have an edge on the sidelines, and I think the adjustment of the number lends you maybe just a shade of value on the Red Raiders.
Thank you, Dave. Adam, your thoughts on this one? The total seemed a little low to me, especially when anytime you get Texas Tech involved, as Dave mentioned, because it appears that they play no defense whatsoever. That being said, I kind of looking at that over as well, but it almost looks, both of these lines look just very fishy to me.
Well, yeah, I definitely lean over here. And the fishy thing to me with this is that it ticked down because this is an over I expected to maybe go the other way. It was 63. It's now down to 61.5. But it does kind of make sense that we would see points here. TCU, in addition to not being able to stop the run, has no pass rush at all. So I would think that Texas Tech can move the ball here. And Texas Tech's secondary is atrocious. And TCU, where they excel, they have really good skill players on offense. They have a veteran quarterback in Max Duggan. They're actually second in the country on third down conversion. So they've got some ability offensively. I think they're going to be able to move the ball. I just don't know that they're going to be able to stop Texas Tech. The only team in the Big 12 that's given up more yards this year than TCU is Kansas. So that really tells you that, this TCU defense is not what you typically are used to seeing out of Gary Patterson, which have been really good defenses, kind of throughout the time he's been there. So I definitely lean over here. That's really the only, the only way I would play the total. I don't think I can bet Texas Tech because I liked TCU coming into the season. So they're coming off 2 losses. I feel like this is kind of a do or die spot for them. So for me, lean TCU, but maybe a stronger lean to over 61.5.
Thank you to Dave and Adam. Make sure you guys head over to our WagerTalk YouTube channel and check out all of our other videos.